Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of Yoleno TV, and I hope you're well from wherever you're watching us. Now, Mutahi Ngunyi on the 18th of October posted a tweet that has received mixed reaction from the KOT Kenyans on Twitter. And before I get into this tweet that Mutahi Ngunyi posted, please, if you're watching our channel for the first time, or if you're a regular viewer who has not subscribed to our channel, please support this channel by subscribing to it. And once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for all those who've been supporting us. Now let's get into this tweet. This is what Mutahi Ngunyi said. Ruto is moving too fast for a political diagnosis. But this is my take. He will have a cabinet of cartoons like Moi, but have the types of Aisha Juma supported by the competent PS like Kibaki did. Then he will run government using technocrats. Don't waste your time on CS vetting. Dear viewers, that's what Mutahi Ngunyi posted. And I think Mutahi Ngunyi seems to be in agreement with what I've been saying, that this vetting was not even necessary, that Chapter 6 was technically suspended in this Kenya Kwanza government. Let's get straight into this tweet, and I'd like to delve deep into what this tweet means. Mutahi Ngunyi made a specific reference to Moi's regime. You remember the cabinet ministers that were in the Moi regime, the likes of Nicholas Biwott. Those were termed as superpower ministers back then. And during Moi's regime, educational or academic qualification was not a priority. Academic qualification was roped in as a requirement during the Mwai Kibaki's tenure. You remember when that bill was during Marende, Kenneth Marende's tenure also as a Speaker of the National Assembly, when that bill was sent to Mwai Kibaki that each CS is supposed to have a degree, and and there was the capping of the number of ministers and the subsequent removal of all the assistant ministers. During that time, there was a bloated cabinet of almost 40-something. So that time, there was a bill that was sent to Mwai Kibaki. And Mwai Kibaki refused to assent to that bill because Mwai Kibaki said that there was the constitution, the 2010 constitution was already in place, and that it was going to take care of those qualifications or those requirements for a CS. So Mutahi Ngunyi is saying that he will have a cabinet of cartoons like Moi, but have the types of Aisha Juma supported by competent PS like Kibaki did. Also, Kibaki did something that was very unique. He went for people who were considered as his diehards or lieutenants of the Rainbow Coalition. Party of National Unity is the party that Mwai Kibaki sought re-election on for the 2007-2008 election. You remember the case of Kalembe Ndile. It was alleged that Kalembe Ndile was not a degree holder. And most of the time, and by God rest his soul in eternal peace. But Mwai Kibaki's cabinet was also full of cartoon ministers. Most had, worrying qualifications, but Mwai Kibaki ended up nominating them for those positions, and then they took up the roles of the ministers, despite the fact that some of them had very little qualification or could not qualify. I think because of that bloated cabinet that was filled with a lot of cartoon ministers, is what led to the 2010 constitution that now was specific that cabinet ministers were not supposed to be politicians, and that for you to become a cabinet minister, you were supposed to, resign as a politician. But then we've seen contrary implementations to that constitution. What we've seen lately is that politicians masquerading as business people, politicians pretending to be, to denouncing themselves as politicians once they get cabinet positions. If you look at the case of William Ruto's cabinet nominees, the likes of Adan Duale has denounced themselves as politicians. They have technically resigned as politicians because they are now becoming CSS, cabinet secretaries. You've seen the likes of Musalia Mudavadi saying that he's going to resign as a party leader because he is now a cabinet secretary without a portfolio, by the way. But you know very well that that William Samoei Ruto has nominated Musalia Mudavadi in that capacity of a prime cabinet secretary. But that docket is not been deliberated upon in the parliament. But Moses Wetangula decided to say that it is legal. The position is legal. So we don't know where the legality source of that position is in. So Mutahi Ngunyi continues further and said the competent PS like Kibaki did. So that means if you look at the case of Aisha Juma, by the way, Aisha Juma was grilled, and though she avoided some of those challenging questions in that session, but her academic qualification was put to task. And also when the issue of master's degree came, and the issue of a D- to a degree also came to play. But she dodged those questions in a smart way, and I think considering what we saw, and I'm not going to delve into that analysis about what transpired, but we saw that Wetangula and Gladys Boshele, they were trying to defend Aisha Juma, and you could see that in the proceedings. I'm not going to delve into that analysis again. It's available in my previous video. So I agree with Mutahi Ngunyi when he says that don't waste your time on CS vetting. To me, I don't think there is any need to continue the vetting process. I think it is only eating into the budget of our economy, and our economy right now is suffering. So these allowances that Moses Wetangula and all that cabinet committees are being paid are just a waste of the public funds. Because if Moses Wetangula could say that there is no need for a CS to have a degree, the academic qualification is not important in this vetting, and also those court cases are not necessary, and that in Kenya you are guilty only when proved guilty, and that you are innocent until proved guilty. So what is the need of having that vetting process? By the way, if you look at the proceedings, if you're following them keenly, then you realize this is a total joke. The CS vetting is a total joke. So ladies and gentlemen, Moses Kuria was also accused of bad-mouthing the president and other party leaders, and also accused of talking ill about other communities. And when he was asked to defend himself, then he said that those were circumstances that came at that particular time, and each circumstance was responded to according to the way it presented itself. So if you look at those things, then you realize that there is no need to grill people over this chapter 6 of the Constitution. There is totally no need for CS vetting. It is a total joke. And that was displayed in that Wetangula-led committee, the appointing committee. So ladies and gentlemen, do you think chapter 6 is being adhered to? Or do you think the Kenya Kwanza government has decided to suspend chapter 6 of the Constitution, that whatever is happening at the county hall is a total joke? Kindly share what you think below the comment section there. But I would like to urge any viewer who is not subscribed to our channel to please consider subscribing to our channels, because that is the only way you support us. And once again, I'd like to urge any viewer to please stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again for another analysis.